last year, the Nottingham Nature Nook saved just short of 1,000 wild animals in Michigan. But since they started rescuing animals, they've saved more than 10,000 animals and counting.
How wonderful, but it is a lot of work. The owners and volunteers work from sun up to sundown, making sure animals that they brought to them get the care that they need. And they couldn't do that without the community support.
That's right. And so Claudia got a chance to see how that support helps the people at the sanctuary do their job. And Claudia, this is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and so is how it was all started. So when Cheryl started this sanctuary, she never intended to save so many animals, and she never thought that she'd work with such a wide variety of animals. At that time, she was really just working with horses. But like you both said, it is a lot of work. And you wouldn't believe the resources that she goes through just to feed the animals that she cares for. But she does it all for one reason, and she says it's because it's her calling.
Honestly, for 4 days straight was completely comatose, and he has gradually gotten stronger and stronger, and his name is Galileo. Hi, handsome boy. But right now, because when he was hit by the car, he had a concussion, he is blind. But we're very encouraged because he seems to be that he's seeing kind of like shadows and stuff. So it's things like this that are so rewarding, that make, you know, all the hours and all the work and all the time you put in worth it. Right, Sir? We're at both Nottingham Nature Nook and Nottingham Equestrian Center. It's kind of an overall sanctuary for horses and for wildlife. It wasn't really anything that I said, I'm going to go out and be a wildlife rehabilitator. But the wildlife keep coming to me, and different kinds of wildlife keep coming to me. And it's like, this is what you're supposed to do. You can't ignore it. You know, this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life.
Summer tends to be the busy season here at Nottingham Nook. During these months, Cheryl's often up before the sun's up.
In the peak season, I consider 4 hours of sleep a good night's sleep, because you can't stop until you have everything done. I mean, at least I can't. That's Noodle. She's cute, but she's trouble.
And these days, her list of tasks never seems to end.
It's overwhelming at times. When we have somebody who's new and comes in to volunteer for us, after the first day that they're here with us, they'll say to me, I don't know how you do what you do. There's not very many wildlife rehabilitators in Michigan. If you look at the list, you're like, how can this few people service the whole state of Michigan?
And in our area of mid-Michigan, those numbers just keep on dwindling. Right now, Cheryl is the main songbird rehabilitator for Ingham, Clinton, Shiawassee, Eaton, and Ionia counties, after another center stopped taking them. And as housing developments continue to pop up, our wildlife continues to be pushed. That's why Cheryl has done what she can to give them a safe space. Each animal has their own outdoor enclosure to recover and thrive in. The fox enclosure alone is an entire acre.
Last week, we moved them into their outdoor enclosure. So they will live out here until probably September, where they will learn how to hunt. And because of this area, they have mice running in and out of it. We have all kinds of different insects, which they love to eat. Where are you, Finny? Oh, there you are. I don't know if you can see him. He's laying on the straw bale.
Finny's a non-releasable, and he won't be able to live in the wild on his own. And that's why enclosures like this one are so important. But they're expensive, and so is his care.
But in order for me to build the size enclosure I wanted to build, with the wooden fencing, it was $20,000 for the whole cost of it. And again, I have awesome, awesome supporters, and I called out to people and we got the money.
Monetary support doesn't just help pay the bills. It helps Cheryl do her job.
I feel like there's, you know, the support of the community is important in terms of those in supplies and helping in work days and stuff like that. Just, you know, coming in and helping us cut up produce is a huge help. I feel like not only am I out here to help save the wildlife, that's obvious, that's my next calling, that's what I'm supposed to do with my life, but also to try to get people to feel the passion for wildlife, to feel the respect and the right that wildlife has, to look at their lives and how they can coexist with wildlife, not just the quick fixes.
And Cheryl says that one of the biggest ways that we can help her, aside from monetary and physical donations, is by educating ourselves. She said the amount of times a fawn is brought to her that actually doesn't need help is pretty alarming. So educating ourselves on what that looks like, or what a fawn in need looks like, is important. And above all, she says that we should try to learn to let animals into our space rather than shoo them away. Both of those things will help Cheryl and her mission.
Thank you.
Oh, amazing,
I love that.
Claudia. Yes, and the Nottingham Nature Nook is always looking for more volunteers and donations from community members that care about making a difference. Just to run some numbers by you, Claudia tells us that just for the next 2 weeks, food for their foxes costs about $300.
Oh my goodness. And so obviously that's a lot, especially when you factor in that some of those animals will be there for their whole life. But another way you can, of course, help is by educating yourself. And that's exactly what Claudia was saying. And you can find all the information and more on our website.